Hey, what's going on, guys? In this video, I'll be talking about the ad icons that have been hitting Target shelves lately. And originally, I wasn't planning to pick these up in store just because I've had some success online lately, and I just didn't want to really have to wake up early and like deal with the lines and crowds and stuff. But I've been seeing so many people have been getting these lately, and just made me like want to get them because I saw last night that actually both the ad icons and the Pikachu went in stock at a few local Targets. So I was like, why not? You have a chance to get both. So I lined up. I actually drove over to Target this morning. I was kind of late as usual. Let's see, I got there maybe around 7:50ish, and it's kind of funny because there was like a split second where I was debating whether to bring my own bag. That's like a thing here in California because they don't give you bags. It's either you kind of have to like bring your own bag or buy a bag there. So in that split second, like when I was deciding to grab a bag, that actually cost me a spot in line because as I was walking over there, there was someone walking towards the line as well. Kind of like we're about the same spot, or we're kind of like walking, at the same pace. So I kind of just let him go in front of me since he was like a little ahead of me. But anyways, I was honestly really surprised how many people there were there that were there. That's the kind of reason I didn't want to go in the first place, just because I know there are a lot of collectors around here, and it's like always the same people that like line up super early. So I kind of feel like, I don't really have a chance unless I go early. So I kind of don't like to go out and like, wait in line. I just kind of like to, buy it online. But anyways, I was surprised how many people were there. It was maybe about 10 people, I want to say, maybe more, somewhere around 10. Excuse me. So anyways, there was I had this debate beforehand which Target I should go to because two of the local Targets near me, they're about the same distance apart, but I was kind of having a debate which one would be less crowded, and I kind of just settled on this one because it's easier to get to, and I didn't want to have to deal with traffic. Like obviously they're both gonna have traffic, but this one was just easier to get to, let's say. And I was kind of second guessing myself once I saw that line. I was maybe the other Target would have been a better choice, but it would have taken me longer to get there, or so whatever. So anyways, so around 8 o'clock, whatever, one of the employees comes out and pretty much tells us that there's like 16, I think, of the ad icons, and pretty much that's gonna be one like ad icon per person. And the people in the front were, or maybe more specifically, one like woman in the front was kind of like causing a fuss or whatnot because she was just kind of saying like, that it should kind of be like one per style, like, and kind of saying how like that's not how they've done it with other releases and stuff like that. And like it's kind of like how it's not fair how like, people who like just got there like, would get it and whatnot. And for me that was just like super awkward. And I was like, because I've seen these collectors around at other events, and then pretty much they were talking about me, since I just lined up. And I know it's nothing personal, but I just like felt like super weird. And I was like, I don't know, it just kind of reminded me of like, why I don't like going out to these things, because it's just like super, I don't know. Obviously these are like limited items, and like this is supply and demand. There's only so much to go around, and I don't know. It just kind of feels kind of like icky to me. Like I don't know. So, anyways, so the employee was getting a little annoyed, pretty much saying like, "Look, I'm not gonna argue about this," and like blah blah blah. Like it is what it is. So pretty much he told us to like once the store opened, just to walk in a single file line to the counter. And so they made us line up pretty much like at the front checkout, and they were gonna bring the pops out to us from there. And so when they did, it was actually pretty cool because it was pretty interesting how they had like Target, I guess they shipped it to the store. Those cardboard displays or whatever, like the shelves, like they literally shipped the pops on that display, like in one like brown cardboard box. So when they took it out of the box, it was just like the whole display ready to go. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So if you don't know, the four ad icons that they have are Captain Crunch, Sugar Bear, the Noid from Domino's, and Bazooka Joe from the bubblegum. So, I kind of consider that they have like two, two, two tiers of pops. I feel like everybody wants the like cereal ones, Captain Crunch and Sugar Bear. Like those are the most wanted ones, the most coolest ones, and kind of like the Bazooka Joe and the Noid are cool as well, but like slightly less cool, I guess you could say. So, anyways, pretty much the way that they had this system go was that they would have us, pick one, and then pretty much one per customer, and then if you wanted to go back in line, then you could buy another one, like a different one. So pretty much how it worked is I was like pretty far back in the line, and I was pretty much debating if I should get Captain Crunch or Sugar Bear first. And as I was getting to my turn, I saw that there was like one Captain Crunch left, and I was kind of I was like, oh, I wonder if this guy's gonna choose the Captain Crunch or whatever. And then of course he did. So that kind of made it a no-brainer for me that to pick Sugar Bear. Like honestly, I think Sugar Bear might have been the one I wanted most. Like it's a really cool pop. So yeah, so I ended up getting Sugar Bear, and then I went back around in line, and when it came my turn again, there was it was pretty much the choice between the Noid and Bazooka Joe. And I was trying to count, like to kind of see which was least, like which one maybe I could get like around in line again. So like just based on the numbers, I ended up choosing the Noid, and I was pretty happy with that choice actually. I wasn't originally too big a fan of the pop when I saw it online, but seeing it in person, it actually looks really cool. So anyways, yeah, it was also kind of weird just because when I had gotten in line the second time, there was kind of like, a group of like, or there was two guys, they were friends, but I was kind of like sandwiched between them because they had just gotten in line the second time around. It was their first time, but the line was already on the second round, and then they were kind of like conversing with each other, but I was in between it, and then like the guy in front of me you could tell was like not really as knowledgeable, and then the like guy behind me was like pretty much like telling him which ones to get and whatnot. So it was just kind of weird. But anyways, yeah. So the line goes around again, and line goes around again, and then so for the third time, so it's, I'm in the line, and it's about to be my turn, and I see there's like a Bazooka Joe and a Noid, like literally two pops left. And since I'd already picked up the Noid, I was hoping for the Bazooka Joe, but of course, the guy in front of me ended up getting the Bazooka Joe. So, all that was left is the one Noid. And then, so, so when it was my turn again, I kind of turned around, like, see if anyone behind me needed the Noid. And, it was that same woman that was in the front of the line. And then, like, I was like, do you guys need the Noid? And then, I was like, I already have the Noid, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah, I have the Noid too, but, maybe I could get that one for a trade. And then trade it for another one. And then I was like, yeah, go ahead, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, it just kind of felt kind of weird just because, I don't know. Because, they made such a big fuss about it, and, like, they were there since, like, 4 a.m. apparently. I mean, I kind of get it. It's like, they kind of had this expectation. It's just kind of like that disappointment of, like, when you think you have something in the bag, like, locked up, and then, like, it doesn't turn out that way. And I think there's, like, no official Target policy or anything, so, I get it that they're just kind of, like, disappointed that things, like, weren't how they expected. But, I think it's pretty interesting, actually. Like, leave a comment below what you guys think. Do you think it should be, like, one style per person? So, the people on the front can buy, like, one of each style? Or do you think that it should be how they implemented it this time, where it's pretty much one per person, and you just go around in line again, and, like, the line just keeps going around? Personally, I think I prefer, or like, I'm in favor of the one where you get in line and, like, pretty much the way they did it, one per person, and you just go around in line until, they're all sold out. I may be biased because, that policy actually helped me get these pops, but I just kind of feel like it's, you could go either way. Like, it's kind of a gray area. It's like, is it more fair for the people who have been waiting like longer to get one of each one, or is it more fair for more people in general to get, like, like different ones, so everybody gets some, instead of, more people getting the same, like, more people getting, or less people getting more, even though they waited longer for it. So it's just kind of interesting dilemma. I was wondering what you guys think is more fair. And also, I forgot to mention about the Pikachus. So before they brought out, or after they brought out the ad icons, they, had a box of Pikachus, and there were 6 of them, and they didn't apply that rule of the ad icons to the Pikachus. So pretty much the first 6 people, in line ended up getting the Pikachus. So I was pretty bummed out because I do want the Pikachu, but I kind of feel like when it goes online that it will be a pretty large stock. I mean, I'm pretty sure it'll go super fast, but I feel like, if I stay on top of it, I will be able to get a Pikachu online, so I'm not super worried. But pretty much this whole experience was like pretty interesting because it kind of reminded me why I don't like going out to these, like lining up early for these things in the first place. It does guarantee that you'll at least be able to get it, if you go early enough. But yeah, it's just way easier to get it online. So all in all, it took about 30 minutes for, like, the line to go through, like each person one by one. So, at the end of the day, I say I'm glad that I did it because I did end up getting these pops. But if they do go online, it's just like much easier. Anyways, so enough about this like long story or whatever. Let me show you guys what I got. So here first we have the Sugar Bear Pop. This is from Golden Crisp. I think it might be kind of blurry. Oh, there you go. I think that's focused now. Can you guys get a good view of that? This pop is really cool. Oh, there's really bad glare right there, but you can see he's holding the Golden Crisp cereal. Honestly, I think I like this one even more than Captain Crunch. I just think this one looks really cool. And, pardon me, it's pretty interesting how, well, I guess you could say like Golden Crisp and Honey Smacks are like pretty similar cereals. This one is made by Post, and I believe Honey Smacks is made by Kellogg's. But I always thought that was funny as a kid, how they're pretty much kind of the same cereal, but, have a different mascot and name. Alright, so there's that one. And now we have the Noid. Like I said before, I wasn't super like into the Noid just based on the like glams and like what I saw online, but actually seeing in this person, like, I really like this pop. Like, I don't know, it's just something just about the way it looks. Just looks kind of cool to me. There you can see on the back that slogan, "Avoid the Noid," from Domino's. This just takes me back to, like, I don't know, the 90s, I guess, and just like, that old Domino's look. I guess this is what all this is just nostalgia. So there you go. This video was long on talking, not, too long on pops, but hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think, like I mentioned, about like the whole ad icons and Target situation in general, like how they should do the lines. It's been a while since SDCC. I do have a bunch of pops that I'm gonna talk about in another video, but I'm still waiting on a few more packages, so hopefully I'll get that up soon. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll see you guys next time.